Hi guys, welcome back. So as a continuation to our chapter or the discussion on tuples, today in this video we'll discuss about joining tuples in Python. So when I'm talking about joining tuples in Python, it refers to combining the elements of multiple tuples in single tuple. Now, this can be achieved using various methods such as concatenation, list comprehension, extend sum. Yeah, there are some built-in function extend sum also we can use for joining tuple. Now, what we need to understand is joining tuple does not modify the original tuples, but creates a new tuple. So you need to take a note of it that joining tuples does not modify the original tuple. So it creates a new tuple altogether. Or if we replace the existing tuple with it. Yeah. So as I said, there are various methods. So let's try the first method, that is of using concatenation. That is the plus operator. Yeah. Joining tuples using concatenation operator. Yeah. You can bold so that we can indent and format it properly. Yeah. Now, through concatenation, that is through addition. Now, it is used to join two sequences such as string, list, or tuples into single sequence. Yeah. Now, when applied to tuples, the concatenation operator joins the elements of the two or more tuples as such and create a new tuple containing all elements from both tuples. Now we can join tuples using concatenation operator by simply using the plus symbol. Yeah. So let's understand by an example, how do we join tuples using, suppose I have tuple 1 that is equals to 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And I have another tuple that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I am creating a joined tuple. Yeah. Join tuple and let's print it. So the joined tuple is the underscore tuple. Right? So we are using the plus operator here to join the tuple. So we are using here we are joining the tuples using plus operator. Yeah, so this is my first tuple, this is my second tuple. We are joining using the plus operator. So let's run this quickly to understand how it works. Yeah, the tuple is joined. Now this could be some characters as well. I can join some characters. So tuple can be having some characters. So I may have A, comma, B, comma, C, yeah, comma, D, yeah. If I try to join it, it will give me this new tuple. Yeah, pretty straightforward and easy to understand. Yeah. Let's try another method like joining tuples using list comprehension. List comprehension. Let's make it bold. Yes. And Usually list comprehension, as we said, is a concise way to loop elements and join them. So it is used to generate a new list by applying an expression to it. Yeah. So usually, as we have seen in list as well and my previous examples, list comprehension to join the tuple, for that we need to first convert it to list. Yeah. And then we can use it as a, yeah. So what we need to do is we need to provide the iterable, that is a tuple, to a list comprehension, that is a loop, and we can join it. So we can also have multiple tuples listed, which we can iterate through using the list compression. Let's quickly go through an example. Suppose I have a tuple, tuple one. We'll use the same examples. Yeah. And let's join the tuple now using list comprehension. Yeah. So the joined tuple would be is equal to item for sub tuple. I'm just assigning it in tuple one and tuple two for item in subtuple. Yes. So we need to understand this. I'll just write this. Uh, Join tuple using list comprehension. We'll see the output first, and then I'll explain you the code. Yeah. So what this code does is it takes two tuples, separate tuples. Now, as I said, list comprehension, the item that you want to, no, this is the expression. I'm very sorry. So, expression that you want to execute for the subtuple. So there are all these items. So it will come in this subtuple. Yeah. So all items within this tuple that are both tuple 1 and tuple 2 for item in subtuple. So what it is doing is it is first looping into this for loop. It goes to the tuple 1, yeah, and jumps onto the second for loop. This is nested for loop. It checks for an item within that subtuple. So in the first loop, it first goes through the tuple 1. Within that tuple 1, it goes to the item. Yeah. And it pushes it onto the join tuple. Yeah. Same way, it again goes to tuple 1, item. That is the second one. It pushes it onto the joint tuple. Yeah. Same way, once the tuple 1 is exhausted, it moves to the tuple 2. So it takes into subtuple. So in subtuple, it is finding the item. So this time it is tuple tube 2, which is the tuple 2 in subtuple, and it checks for the items within the second. And again, it pushes that value, the item value, to the join tuple. Yeah. So one by one, it takes all items in the tuple 1 first, checks the items and pushes the item to the join tuple. Same way, once tuple 1 is done, it goes to tuple 2, goes into the item of tuple 2 and pushes it to the join tuple. So this is how the operation takes place in list comprehension. Now I can have one more element. I can have multiple tuples. So I can use this ABCD as well. Chalo. Let me see. So I have tuple 3. Again, I will add here one more tuple. So once tuple 1 is done, tuple 2 is done, it will move to tuple 3, take the item, push it onto join tuple. That's how it will work. And we'll get a complete list of all the items in one tuple. Yeah, so this is list comprehension. Yeah, but what I'm getting is a list. This is not a tuple. Let me mind you that. Type of join tuple, you can see that is a list. So what do you need to do is we need to convert join tuple to a list. So what do I need to do is joined tuple is equal to list, sorry, tuple of join tuple. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, we have got the list and you can see the parentheses have changed. Let me check the type now. Here it is a tuple. So you need to understand list comprehension will give you a list as an output. For if you want to convert it to tuple, you need to again push it into the tuple function. Yeah. So that's the thing you need to remember so that your next operations or next formulas are properly aligned while you are working on this particular thing. Yeah. So what we checked is right now is joining tuples with the help of concatenation, with the help of list comprehension. Now we'll check how to join tuples using extend function. Yeah. So joining tuple using extend function. Extend function. Yeah. Let me format it. Okay. So in the extend function is used to append elements from an iterable to the it normally iterates at the or adds item at the end of the list. Now, as I said, it is extending item at the end of the list. So it is not extending tuple. So what you need to do is first convert the tuple to a list. Yes. And then pass on the extend function to add items to it. Yeah. So the extend function is not used for joining tuples in Python. It is used to extend a list. So effectively, you need to convert the tuple to a list first and then join the two tuples. Yeah. Let's quickly run through an example. So that we understand what is happening. So suppose I have tuple 1. Yes. Now I'm converting it to both the tuple to list. So I'll say list tuple 1 and list tuple 2. So I've converted both of them to list. Now I'm saying L1 dot extend list extend to list 2. Yeah. And then I will print the joined tuple. So let me run through this again. I am initializing two tuples. I am convert tuples to list. Join the two list, and then I am converting them back to tuple. Yeah, and then I'm printing it. So let's see how it works. See this? So we have this converted tuple with the addition of the other list. Yeah. So a new tuple is being created with the addition or joining these two tuples together. Yeah. So the last method that we can use is sum. This by far is the most easiest method to join tuples in Python. Yeah. So what we need to do is joining table using the sum function. Yeah. So what usually happens is the sum function is used to add all the elements in an iterable such as list, tuple, or set, whatever it may be. It takes an iterable as its argument and returns the sum of all elements. Yeah. So we can join a tuple using the sum function by providing tuple as an argument. Okay, you need to note of this. Usually the syntax of doing this is, let me add the syntax so that you can understand how it is done. So it would create a new tuple. So it's new tuple that will be equal to sum of tuple 1, comma, tuple 2, yeah, comma, yeah. So you can have multiple tuples, subtuples, whatever it may be. Yeah. Here the first argument is the tuple containing the tuples to be joined. And the second argument is the starting value for the sum. Since we are joining tuples, we use an empty tuple as the starting value. Yes. So this is empty. This is the second argument. The first argument are the tuples that you want to join. Yeah, and second argument is empty because we know where is the starting point. Yeah. So let's quickly run through this example. So suppose I have tuple 1, yeah, and we have tuple 2. And this is how we joined using the sum method. Let's see the output. That's pretty great. Let's see by adding one more tuple to it the same way as we did earlier by adding A, B, C, D. So here is a tuple 3. Let's run this again by adding tuple 3, comma 3. Yes. So we can see all the three tuples have been added. So till now we have seen joining tuples using concatenation method, the list comprehension method. We have seen the extend function, and we have also seen the sum function. Now the last one that you can try out is a workaround, but you can try out is by uh, joining tuples using for loop. Yes. So we can join tuples using for loop. Now, a for loop in Python is used to iterate over sequence and execute block of code. Now we can join tuple using for loop by iterating over the elements by one tuple and appending each element to another tuple with the plus equals to operator. Yeah. So I'm using the concatenation operator, but I'm using multiple items to go through it and then iterate it over in the existing tuple. So how do I do that? So let's see a line of code where I have tuple 1. Yeah. Yeah. I have tuple 2. Yeah. And I have initialized a tuple called join tuple. Or what I can do is I can use the existing tuple. Yeah. What I'll say, item in tuple 2. Yeah. For item in tuple 2, I'll not add in join tube. I'll add it in tube 1 plus equals to item, comma, nothing. You do not need to specify anything. Yeah, it is being used as a concatenate operator. Lastly, we'll print the joined tuple, that is tube 1. Let's see whether we are able to concatenate. Yes. So what is happening? Let's understand the code. It's I have initialized tuple 1. I have tuple 2. Then what I'm doing is for every item in tuple 2. So for every item, so it will first catch the 0th item, that is 6. It will go to tuple 1. And since we have used the concatenate operator, it will add 6 to the end of this particular list and add a comma. Yeah. So if I remove the comma, let's see what happens. It gives me an error. Let's put this way. It gives me an error. You remember what? In tuple, if you have to add single element, you need to have a comma besides the item. If you remember at the start of the tuple session, we discussed this. Yeah. So that's why we need to add a comma and leave it empty. So it will keep on adding the numbers from the next tuple into this. So these are the 5 ways in which you can join tuples. I hope you like this video and you can use it for doing any kind of operations on tuple. Do like this video if you have loved it. Do comment if you have any other information or if you want to share any of your thoughts with the colleagues who are watching this video, or you have any kind of suggestions on these videos or the example shows. You can also share this with your friends who want to learn Python, and do subscribe to my channel to get such kind of informative videos at your inbox automatically. Thank you so much.